If you've ever lost someone close to you, then this story is for you. It's a story of love, loss, and a phone call from beyond the grave. It all started with a phone call. A young woman named Sarah was sitting at home one evening when her phone rang. She looked at the screen and saw that she had received a call from an unknown number. She hesitated for a moment, but then decided to answer the call. On the other end of the line was a man's voice. He sounded kind of familiar, but Sarah couldn't place him. "Hello, is this Sarah?" the man asked. "Yes, it is." "Who's calling?" Sarah replied cautiously. "My name's David. I'm sorry to bother you, but I need your help," the man said. "I'm looking for my son. Have you seen him anywhere?" Sarah's heart skipped a beat. The name David sounded vaguely familiar, but she couldn't remember where she had heard it before. And the request was so strange that Sarah found herself agreeing to help. She asked the caller if he could send her a picture of his son, so that she could keep an eye out for him. David agreed and sent her a photo of a young boy with a missing tooth. Sarah looked at the photo and gasped. She immediately recognized the boy. It was her brother's best friend, Tommy, who had gone missing 10 years ago. Could it be? Sarah quickly pulled up Tommy's missing persons file on her computer. The photo on the file was the same as the one that David had sent her. But there was one crucial difference between the two photos. In the file photo, Tommy had been missing his front tooth. But in the photo that David had sent, Tommy still had all of his teeth. This meant that the boy in the photo was not Tommy, but someone who looked exactly like him. Sarah was confused, but she didn't have time to dwell on it. David was on the phone, waiting for her to respond. She took a deep breath and said, "David, I'm afraid there's some bad news. I haven't seen your son, but the photo you sent me looks very familiar." Before David could respond, Sarah hung up the phone and called the police. She explained everything to them, including the fact that she had received a call from someone claiming to be Tommy's father. The police were skeptical, but they agreed to look into it. As the days passed, Sarah couldn't shake off the feeling that something was off. She couldn't understand why David had called her or why he had sent a photo of a boy who was un-Tommy. She tried to put it out of her mind, but the more she tried, the more the questions kept coming back to haunt her. One day, Sarah was going through her late brother's things when she came across an old photo album. As she flipped through the pages, she came across a photo of her brother and his friends. One of the boys in the photo was Tommy, but it wasn't just any ordinary photo. The photo had been taken on the day Tommy went missing. Suddenly, everything made sense to Sarah. She remembered now. David had called her not to ask for help in finding his son, but to tell her that his son had been found. But how could Tommy be alive after all these years? And if he was alive, why didn't he come forward and reveal himself sooner? With a mix of excitement and apprehension, Sarah dialed David's number. The call went straight to voicemail. She left a message explaining everything and waited anxiously for a response. Days turned into weeks, but David never called her back. Sarah was disappointed, but she wasn't surprised. She knew that this mystery might never be solved. But then, out of the blue, she received a call from an unknown number. The caller introduced himself as Tommy and asked if he could meet her. Sarah was shocked. Was this really Tommy? How could he be alive after all this time? Despite her shock, Sarah agreed to meet him. When they met, Sarah was even more surprised. Tommy looked just like the boy in the photo, except he was a little older now. They talked for hours, catching up on each other's lives. Tommy told her that he had run away from home on the day he went missing and had been living with a foster family ever since. He had no idea that his father had been searching for him all these years. As the sun began to set, Tommy got up to leave. "Thank you for everything, Sarah. I'll see you around," he said. And with that, he disappeared into the crowd. Sarah stood there watching him go, a million questions racing through her mind. What had happened to Tommy all those years ago? Why did his father call her instead of telling the police? And what was he doing all this time? As the days went by, Sarah found herself thinking about Tommy more and more. She couldn't understand why he had run away, or why he had kept his father in the dark for so long. She wanted to help him, but she didn't know how. Just when Sarah was about to give up hope, Tommy called her. "I need your help, Sarah. I think my dad might be in danger, he said. What do you mean? Is he sick? Sarah asked, her voice filled with concern. No, I don't think so. But I think someone might be trying to hurt him, Tommy replied. What? Sarah exclaimed. Who would want to hurt him? Tommy hesitated. I don't know, but I think we need to find out. Can you come over tonight? We need to talk, he said. And that's when Sarah's adventure truly began. To be continued.